What up, squad? Yee! It is Tuesday. We're at the theaters. It has been a while since I've been here. I think the last movie I saw in theaters might have been Far From Home or Secret Life of Pets 2. But today I'm here with my friend Carl. We'll probably see him in a second. We're gonna go see Rambo Last Blood. It looks so dope. And yeah. So that's what this video is most likely going to be about. It's just me doing my reaction to this movie and how I think it went and all my opinions. So I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you in a second. Peace. Hi, I'm Billy the Bee. I'm over here pollinating all these flowers so y'all can have fruit and flowers and pretty things. Oh, time for me to fly away. Bye, y'all. Alright, what up, squad? We just got done seeing Rambo Last Blood. It was so dope. If you're a Rambo fan, you like the old school Rambo movies, it's dope. I personally have not seen them all. I've seen like the first two, I think, and then this one. But they were awesome, or it was awesome. Honestly, like very, like a lot of nostalgia, everything, just because like I do have like memories watching those movies growing up. So seeing Rambo was definitely, yeah, just a little bit of a nostalgia, but it was definitely epic. If you're not into Rambo, or if you don't know who Rambo is, Rambo was this, he was a soldier, and he was, in the first movie, I think he was in Vietnam, or something like that, and then, like, he's going through the jungle, and he's, like, being a soldier. Like, yeah, it's very bloody and everything. It's called Rambo First Blood. And I think the second one is around the same type of concept. He's kind of in the jungle again and he's still a soldier. And then the third one, I think, I haven't seen the third one, I don't think, but I think that's when he's trying to get home finally. And like people are like harassing him when he's trying to get home. The fourth one I didn't see is just called Rambo. It came out in 2008. And then this one's called Rambo Last Blood. It was so dope. If you're probably going to see this movie, you should probably stop, because there's going to be some spoilers right here. But, alright, so here's the spoilers. So, stop. I'm going to pause for a second, give you a chance to click off if you don't want some of these spoilers. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, you've had plenty of time. Alright, so this movie, basically what happens is, he is living in Arizona on a ranch that is his, and he lives there with his niece and her grandmother. And it starts off, and he lets his niece have a party in these tunnels that he dug on their land, like underground, like tunnels and stuff, like all over the land. And so he lets her have a party, and he never lets anybody go down there. Whoa. Cars. Public. Woo. Sunlight. Blue skies. It's windy. There's nature everywhere. But so he lets them have a party down there, and then she gets a call from her friend. She ends up taking the call. It's apparently from one of her friends that had moved back from, because she used to live in Arizona, she's now living in Mexico. And apparently the niece was looking for her father. The friend says, "Hey, I found your dad for you." So she tells her uncle, she's like, "I found my dad, I want to go see him." He's like, "Wait until you're older so you have more life experience, so you don't rush into things." And then there was a big argument between her and her grandma, and she said she was going to her friend's house, and she just dipped and went to Mexico anyways. Met up with her friend. Her friend told her where her dad was, and then she went and met her dad, or she went and seen her dad, and she's like, "I just need to know why you left us." And he's just like, "Well, I realized that I wasted my time on you guys, and I realized that you guys didn't matter to me anymore, and just left." And that hurt so hard just to hear that. I could only imagine if somebody was really going through something like that. Like, that's unimaginable. But he said that to her, and she was all distraught, like anybody would be. I would be distraught if something like that happened to me. She goes back downstairs. Her friend takes her to some club, and her friend was just a little bit on the shiesty side. Like, you could tell she was like eyeing her up and down kind of, and like looking at what she had, and she had this gold bracelet on, and they made it an emphasis to make it like she looked at the gold bracelet. And then they go to the nightclub and everything, and then she's getting something slipped in her drink, and then it goes to the next day, and Rambo, the grandma comes out, and she's like, she never came home. She went to Mexico because the friend that she went down there to go meet in Mexico called and said that. Well, he goes down there and he meets the father, and he's just like, I should have killed you 10 years ago, because apparently 10 years ago he was beating up his Rambo's sister or whatever, and he saved her, or he saved his sister from the dude, and said, I should have snapped your neck then. And he left the dad to be a dirtbag where he was at, and he went and he found the friend. Well, the friend was saying, oh, I got drunk at the club. I don't even know what happened to her. I was calling to give you guys the heads up and everything. Blah, 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 just making up all this junk. And then Rambo takes this gigantic, like, hunting knife out and just slams it in the table. And he's like, that is her mother. She would have never given it to you. I'm talking about the gold bracelet that she had. So then he freaking makes her take him to this club. This is way more just like everything that basically happened. Makes her take him to the club. She points out the homie that like drugged her and put her in this house. And he goes and finds his way to the compound of the people that are holding her, just for them to beat the crap out of him. And like they like cut his face up, and they beat the crap out of him. Had concussions and everything. And they left him for dead, but they took his ID and his picture and everything. They're like, you know what? These girls in my profession, they mean nothing to me. They're just things to be used. And I was just like, damn, that's messed up. Said all this to dude, and then he was just like, let her go. And he's like, nah. He's like, normally we would have just used them up and let them go on their way. But now, because you're here, you're making an issue, we're gonna make her an example. So then they start doing hella messed up stuff to her. They literally start shooting her up with heroin and like making her do all this stuff. And like he ends up like some good Samaritan. She wasn't a good Samaritan. She was like an investigative reporter whose sister died from the same thing. Took him real quick, got him patched up. He survived. Then he found out where they keep the girls, and he found her. He found his niece, and he was on his way to take her back home, and she ended up dying of an overdose from all the drugs that they had her on. So then he got back, and he was just distraught, and I can just imagine how distraught that would be, because that was his niece, but he raised her as his daughter. And so after all that, he goes back to the reporter chick, the one whose sister also died from the same thing. And what's it called? She told him where the guy was that cut him, because there's two brothers that were in charge, and the one that cut him was the skinnier brother or whatever. And so he found that fool, and he basically took out everybody that was there, like everybody there, and then like left the brother's body just laying there, and like on his drive back to like Arizona just dropped the head out the window, like some crazy stuff. And then like he went back to his house, and he had already had all these plans like made up. Like he went and like dug up a bunch of stuff and like put in a bunch of landmines and all this other stuff, because he knew they were coming for him once that happened. So basically he waited for them to come in and had all this stuff set up all throughout the tunnels, claymores, grenades, spikes, like literally everything, like booby traps, like everything. It was so awesome. Like it was dope. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome. And like they come in and they like, it starts off with him like they drive up and just IEDs, landmines just going off, boom, flipping Cadillac Escalades into the air and like Mercedes Benzes, and you're just like, damn. And then freaking like so much stuff happens, but basically he saved the brother for last, and he like told him, he's like, I'm gonna show you what it feels like to have your heart ripped out like you did mine. And he's just like, that grief that you're feeling right now, all that pain, all that anger, all that hatred, he goes, I feel that exact same thing and you caused it. So he basically was going on a revenge trip, and like basically the end of the movie, he ends up shooting him in 4 different spots, 1 in each arm, 1 in each leg, and walks up with this big old hunting knife and literally cuts dude's whole freaking rib cage open. And like dude's still alive, like and literally pulls his heart out and shows him his heart before he dies. Like, oh man. And then he like goes back to the front porch and like sits down, just starts rocking in the chair, and then like the credits start rolling through and everything, and I'm just like, dang. Like he ended up blowing up all the tunnels too, like while they were down there, like completely just had explosives set everywhere in there. And just, he was talking to the dude on the walkie before he killed him, and he was just like, if you want to live, follow the lights and hit this lever, and then just boom, 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 just all the tunnels just start getting blown up and collapse. So the dude's like running, and the only place he could run is the one spot that he had set up as a trap for him, which was just this barn that there was nowhere to go. And like as soon as he stood up, he just got 4 arrows put in him real quick. Oh man, it was dope. Sorry if this is a winded video or whatever, but I was super excited about this video. And it's a gorgeous day outside. There's wind blowing, you guys can see the trees. There's beautiful amounts of sun, getting that vitamin D. Ooh. And yeah, I'm just having a great day. I hope you guys are doing the same, and the power of positivity is living strong in you guys. Met some new friends, Billy the Bee. You guys will see him, or you guys just met Billy the Bee. Yeah. All right, squad. If you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, it'll all be linked in the description box below. If you haven't joined the squad yet, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification little bells to get all my videos as I upload them. And until next time, squad, peace. Mite, correte, arigato.